Cariad. So welcome to Cariad. So as you know, Cariad is pregnant. So I will be saying some adaptations as we go through the class. So those messages are mainly for Cariad, but if you like the look of them, you have a go at them as well. Okay. So this session and all week, I've been doing Vinyasa. So Vinyasa means flow. So most of the session is going through a series of flowing moves, okay? And we're going to try and do it smoothly, moving through, doing whatever our body feels that is right for it. So you do with this to make you feel good. So we're going to start seated. So come down to your mats. And we don't need any specific props for today, just your blocks and obviously your blankets and things at the end. And some nice candles like Julie. Should make it mandatory. Right, I'm just going to mute everybody. And I'll just bring myself up onto the screen so that that's easier for the recording. Okay, so come to a comfortable seat. I said we don't need any blocks, but when we do come to a seat like this, it's always a good idea to have a block under you, so you can test your comfortable seat. If you come to a cross-leg position like this, and you find that your knees are up quite high, then that's a sign that you need to have a little bit more of a release in your hips. So if you come onto the edge of the block and then sit like this, you'll find that your knees will drop down that little bit further. So let's just sit and settle. So relax the shoulders down. Find that upright spine. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. So just gently close your eyes here. And just visualize the length of your spine. Each time you breathe in, imagine you're sending the crown of the head up to the ceiling. So you're growing through the spine like a plant as it reaches up to the sun. Don't let your shoulders come up with it though. And then breathe out, relaxing the shoulders even further. Relaxing all the way down into the hip bones so you can really feel that connection with the block or the ground. Take another deep breath in like that. Really nice deep breath in through the nose. Growing and lengthening the spine. Breathing out. Letting go. Doing that once more, and this time just checking in with your body. Where are you holding any tension? As you breathe in, maybe you're bringing a little bit of attention into your face, your jaw, your forehead. Try and release that, especially when you breathe out. Just let it all go. So once more, checking in with your body. Where are the areas that might feel a little bit tighter this evening? And the next time you exhale, focus on those areas and let go of that tension. We want a nice relaxed body before we start to get into our moves. And the exhalation helps with that. So take your hands and just place them around the base of your ribs. So your fingers are facing forward, your thumbs are coming around towards your back, and your elbows are out to the side. Keep the shoulders down and relaxed. Keep that nice length in the spine. Taking a breath in through the nose and really be aware of the arms and the hands separating as you breathe into the bottom of the rib cage. Breathing out. Feel the elbows move towards the body, the arms move in a little tighter as you relax the rib cage. Breathing in a lovely deep breath. Feel those the rib cage expanding. Feel the muscles between the ribs really opening here, our intercostal muscles. And then breathing out, letting them return. So you can feel that movement in the front of the body and the back of the body as you make that deep breath. It's like your ribs are opening like wings. And then settling back. And now this time, take your hands down to your belly. So just place one hand on top of the other. Do that same breath. So you're really going to expand the side of the rib cage. You're trying to replicate that. But feel how the breath comes all the way down to the belly and your hands move away. You're filling the belly, just like a balloon. And then as you breathe out, the hands rest back towards the spine. The rib cage comes back to its normal position. Shoulders down and relaxed. Take another deep breath in like this, breathing into the bottom of the lungs. The lungs expand, they press on the diaphragm. The diaphragm in turn presses on the belly, which gives us this feeling that we're filling the belly. And then we breathe out, relax the belly, relax the rib cage, relax the shoulders. One more, breathing in, filling that balloon all the way from the bottom of the lungs, belly expands. Breathing out, letting go. Now this time, slide your fingertips up towards your collarbone. So just let your hands rest on your chest. The palms are resting there. Fingertips around the collarbone area, the clavicular area. So the next time you take a deep breath in, you're filling that balloon once more, expanding from the belly, the ribs. Try and get some movement right into the top of the chest. It's the hardest place. And we're not very good at clearing the top of our lungs. So this is a really good exercise to do. And when you breathe out from the belly, the ribs, and then finally from the top of the lungs. So try that once more, really deep breath in, belly, ribs, top of the lungs, into the clavicular area, just that slight movement. Breathing out, belly, ribs, top of the lungs. Getting everything settled. One more like this, really deep breath in. Feel that movement all the way to the top of the chest and check in that you're not hunching the shoulders up, because when you create that deep breath, there's a temptation to create some tension there. Just release back down. And then release your hands, just place them in your lap. Just allow your breath to return to normal. Just breathe in normally, in through your nose, out through your nose. Just feeling the results of that breathing practice. You should be feeling a little bit more relaxed. And then on your next exhalation, drop your chin to your chest. Gently blink your eyes open and lift your head. Welcome to class. So, still staying in this seated position, just have your hands resting on your thighs, and we're just going to make some circular movements here. Imagine that there's a pole where your spine is, and you're just rotating around this pole. So you can do this with your breath. So breathing in as you come around and to the back, breathing out as you lean forward. This nice circular movement, starting to ease out into the spine, into the hips, into the shoulders. And then send that circle in the opposite direction. So working your way around that pole. So tummy muscles engage a little bit as you come back, gently for Karyad. And then just bring yourself back to center. So we're going to come into Lords of the Fishes pose now for everybody. Karyad, I'm going to show you an alternative. So for everyone else, so keep your left heel towards your right hip, and then just bring your right leg over the top of your left leg. And we're going to take our left elbow out. So breathe in and reach that left arm forward, and then cup the left elbow around the knee. And as you breathe out, you're going to sweep the right hand behind you. So you're looking over the right shoulder to get in that lovely twist. And just do that breath. For Karyad, you can keep the heel into the right hip. You're going to keep this foot on the right side of the extended, the bent leg. And this time, your right elbow stays holding onto that knee, and you just gently float this hand out and around. So don't twist, just float the hand. Just finding that movement through the shoulder and the back. Don't want to add in too many twists, not at this stage. So everybody else in Lords of the Fishes, as you look over your right shoulder, you can breathe in and ease off. Breathe out and look over the shoulder. Just checking in. Can you see any more of the room behind you? Breathing in to ease off. Breathing out, looking over the shoulder. Breathing in, come back to center, unravel the legs. And we're going to just release our legs out in front of us. So all of us can do this. And just have a little tap of your legs on the floor. Just easing out. So now we're going to bend our right leg and take the right heel to the left hip. So everyone's doing this. The left leg, Karyad, stays on the left-hand side of the right leg. Everybody else, the left leg goes to the opposite side. So you're just going to hook it over your right leg. So you're getting that little bit more of a twist, and you're creating a little bit more of a crunch there at the belly. So breathing in, your right hand goes out and cups the left knee, and you twist around to the left. Karyad, your left hand is hugging that knee, and it's your right hand this time that's just swimming around. So keeping that opening at the front of your body here, and just sweeping the hand around. Everyone else, we should be getting a lovely twist. Looking over your left shoulder. Just checking in, what can you see behind you? Relax your shoulders here as well. Breathing in, easing off. Breathing out, looking over the shoulder. Breathing in, return back to center. So extend your legs out in front of you, just release them, just giving them a little tap. And then we're going to bring our legs back in towards the body, back into that seated position. We'll go back on your block if you want to. We're just going to release our neck and shoulders. So sitting up straight and tall, relax the shoulders down, and then hunch them all the way up to the ears, relaxing them back down. So we can do this with our breath, breathing in, breathing out. So start to make some circular movements with the shoulders as you bring them up, sending them down and back and around. So you can feel your shoulder blades moving here. Just circling the shoulders. And then change the direction. So bringing them up towards the ears, sending them down and around. As you bring them up towards the ears, you can feel how you're closing your chest in a little bit as you then drop them down and then open the chest as the shoulder blades come together. So just getting some nice movement into the shoulders. And then relax them down. So keeping your gaze forward, relax the shoulders, take a breath in. As you breathe out, just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. So don't force it, just let it happen. Breathe in, come back to center. Breathe out, left ear to left shoulder. Breathe in, come back to center. Breathe out, turn and gaze over your right shoulder. Breathe in, back to center. Breathe out, turn and gaze over your left. Lovely twist of the neck. Breathe in, back to center. Just have a little shrug of the shoulders, just to ease out. So staying in your seated position, taking a breath in. So Carrier, don't do this for a moment. As you breathe out, you're just going to take your hands in front of you and just walk the hands forward and gently fold over. So you're starting to find that stretch in the back. Breathing in and easing off, breathing out, walking forward. So carry out, you stay upright, take your hands together, interlace them and breathe in and breathe out and stir this huge pot of porridge in front of you. Just reach in with the hands. Just making that nice movement with the spine. So big pot of porridge. And if anybody wants to try this instead of the folding forward, just feel free. It's a nice movement. So with your folding forward, as you breathe in, you ease off. As you breathe out, you allow the hands to slide a little bit further forward. Carry out, remember to change direction. Breathing in, bringing yourself all the way upright. So we're going to come to our first little flow. So come into all fours position. Onto your mat, find your all fours. Hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Just taking a breath in. And as you breathe out, toes into the mat, lift your knees and your hips and walk your hands back towards your feet. So carry out feet a little bit wider than normal. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just gently bring yourself up. Take your hands out wide, reaching up all the way to the ceiling. Take your gaze to your palms. Exhale the hands to the heart center. Just take a breath here. Next inhalation, reach your hands all the way up. Take your gaze to your palms. As you exhale, you're going to bring them all the way down through the midline, down to the mat. Come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Feet wide for Pariad. Taking a breath in, slide your hands up to your shins. Find that half forward fold. Your gaze is to the mat, so you're really creating that long line from the top of the head to your hips. Breathing in, breathing out. Bend your knees enough so that you can plant your hands and walk out to plank. Plank on your knee for Pariad. Plank for everybody else. Just find that lovely long plank. Balancing on those knees. Taking a breath in. Now we're going to come down to Chaturanga. I'm just going to show you a simple little move for Pariad. So, and you can all try this. So take your knees to the mat. Take a breath in. Breathing out, we're just going to send our hips back to the heels. Breathing in, we're going to just lean forward as if we're doing up dog, just hanging through the arms. So with your breath moving forward and back, that's a nice flowing movement. If you want to do the tougher one, from plank, so holding your plank, take a breath in, breathing out, knees to the mat, cross your feet at the ankles, lower your chin and your chest to the mat, slide through, release the feet, come up to your up dog. So this is quite strong for the lower back. If this isn't suitable for you, keep your hips on the mat and have your elbows tight into the side. So obviously this is not for pregnant ladies. You can't get your belly down on the floor. So just come back to all fours. We're just going to try that again. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, we're taking our legs behind us, coming into plank. I nearly forgot what we're doing then. Take a breath in, breathe out, knees to the mat, cross your feet at the ankles, bend in the elbows, chin and chest to the mat, slide it through, release your legs, come up to up dog. So remember, we're trying to do this in a flowing way. Breathe in. Breathe out, come back to all fours. Let's try that once more, trying to make it really fluid and flowing. So taking a breath in, breathing out, toes into the mat, back into your plank. Breathe out, knees to the mat, cross your feet at the ankles, bend the elbows, chin and chest, sliding through up dog. Breathing in, come back to all fours. So everybody is in all fours now. Take a breath here. So let everything settle. Breathe in, toes to the mat. Breathing out, knees and hips up to the ceiling, downward facing dog. Enjoy this down dog. A little walk with your heels. A lovely stretch from the back body and into the hamstrings. Taking a breath in, walk your hands all the way back to your feet, and bending your knees if you need to. Breathing in, hands to the shins, find that half forward fold. Breathing out, hands to the mat, Uttanasana. Breathing in, take your hands out wide, slowly, slowly bringing yourself up. reaching up to the ceiling, hands to the heart center. Just let everything settle into Tadasana. Everybody okay? Yeah, good. So we're just going to do that flow once more. So starting from our Tadasana, taking a breath in, reaching the hands up and overhead. So let's do this really flowing, breathing out down through the middle of the body, down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in, take your hands to your shins, half forward fold. Breathing out, hands to the mat, Uttanasana. Breathing in, bend your knees, walk your hands out into plank as you breathe out. Breathing in, planking on your knees, carry out, breathing out. We're going to do our chaturanga. So carry out, moving backwards and forwards. We're taking our legs crossed, shin and chest to the mat, sliding through. Up dog. Breathing in, breathing out, lifting your hips, coming back to all fours. Just take a breath here. We'll do one more of those moves. Carry out, you're moving forward and back. And everybody can do this if they would prefer it to chaturanga. Breathing in, breathing out, coming up to plank. Breathing in, breathing out, knees, cross the ankles, shin and chest to the mat, sliding through. Up dog. Taking a breath here. Breathing in, come back to all fours. Holding that all fours position, check the alignment of your knees. They need to be under your hips. Take a breath in. Lifting your knees and your hips. Downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Inhale and walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, take your hands to your shins, half forward fold. Exhale, hands to the mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, take your hands out wide, slowly, slowly coming up, reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale to the heart center. Well done. That's a nice Vinyasa flow. When you hear sometimes in yoga practices and they say do a Vinyasa, it's when we do that little move from plank to chaturanga to up dog. Because you can move directly from plank to down dog if you don't want to add in those little moves. And that's always an option for you tonight. So we're just going to do another little flow, adding on a little bit more. So standing up straight and tall. Relax the shoulders. Find some softness in your knees. Taking a breath in, reach the hands up and overhead. Exhale all the way down through the midline, down to the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Half forward fold, find that flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Uttanasana. Drop the top of the head to the mat. Bend your knees. Inhale. Exhale, walking out to plank. So all fours carry out at this point. Taking a breath in. Breathing out, chaturanga down to the mat. So carry out, you're moving back and forth. So knees, chin and chest. sliding through. Release the legs, come to up dog. Breathing in, breathing out, toes into the mat, coming up to downward facing dog. So we're going to do a three-legged dog carry-out, stay in down dog and just move between all fours and down dog. Everybody else from down dog, take a breath in, take your weight into your left foot. Breathing in, float your right leg up into the air. Breathing out, bringing the right knee up towards your chest, step forward and through. Carry out from your all fours, step your right foot forward. Taking a breath in here. So we're going to come up to warrior one from this position. And you've got two options. You can straighten the back leg. Carrier, that's your choice. You might want to stay with the knee down. Taking a breath in and then reaching your hands up to warrior one with the knee down, or hands down to the mat, straighten that back leg, drop the heel, so get the balance there. Breathing in. Warrior one. Taking a breath here. Reaching the hands up to the ceiling. Reaching them alongside your ears. Keeping your pelvis facing forward. Try and relax your shoulders down so you're reaching your arms out of your shoulders. Breathing in. Breathing out. Take your hands into cactus arms. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, cactus. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, cactus arms. Breathing in, reaching up to warrior one. Breathing out, float the hands all the way back to the mat. Drop the left knee. So we're going to do a little twist here. So left hand into the mat. Option to straighten that back leg if you want to, or leave it down. Left hand is planted, breathing in, reaching up with your right hand. This is good for everybody. Breathing out, hand back to the mat. Breathing in, just sort of take your weight over that right knee a little bit, enough to release the leg and to downward facing dog. Just let your head drop through your arms. Breathing in, breathing out, knees to the mat, all fours. Take your knees wide, bring your toes together and breathe out as you sink back into child's pose. Rest in your forehead, either the mat or a block. You choose. Just feel that connection with your forehead and something, whether it's the mat or the block, or you can take your fists and stack them one on top of the other and rest the head here. It's good to have that connection. It sends messages to your vagus nerve to tell the body to calm. Breathing in, bring yourself back up to all fours, toes into the mat, breathing out, lifting the hips, walking the hands back towards your feet, Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in and very slowly bring yourself up like a rag doll. Hands to the heart center. Relax your shoulders. Find some softness in the knees. Hips are facing forward. Strong in Tadasana. Let's go again on the other side. Breathing in, reaching up and overhead. Breathing out all the way down through the midline, down to the mat. Uttanasana. Breathing in, hands to the shins. Half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Find that length. Breathing out, Uttanasana. Breathing in, walk your hands out along the mat into plank. On your knees, Karyad. Breathing in, breathing out, Chaturanga or moving back and forth, Karyad. Knees, chin, chest, Chaturanga. Come into up dog. Taking a breath here. Breathing out, toes into the mat, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Reposition your feet. Just hold this down dog. And then your weight goes into your right foot as you float your left foot up. So Karyad, stay here in your down dog and then come to all fours, down dog. Just move in between the two. Everybody else, you're in three-legged dog, pointing that left leg away. Breathing in, breathing out, coming up onto your right toes as you lift your left foot towards your chest. Step it forward, drop the right knee. So your right hand is planted. Everybody is in this position now. Karyad, step the foot forward. Breathing in, reaching the left hand up. Option here to straighten that back leg if you want to. Or stay with the right leg down. Breathing in, breathing out. Take your hands to the mat. So we're going to come up into warrior one. So you can take your knee to the mat as you bring your hands up. Or if you want the harder option, and it's your choice, Karyad, taking your foot to the back, drop the heel, breathing in. Warrior one. Just holding that warrior one for a moment. Your gaze is forward, your hands are alongside your ears. Breathing in, breathing out, cactus arms. Send those arms back behind you as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, cactus arms. Breathing in, reaching. Breathing out, cactus. Breathing in, float the hands all the way back to the mat. Realign the back foot. Step the left foot back into downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Down dog is a resting pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees to the mat, take them wide, slide back, child's pose. Make that connection with the forehead once more. Just take a few breaths here. Let everything settle. Breathing in, bring yourself back to all fours, realign your knees, toes into the mat. And as you exhale, lift your knees and your hips and walk your hands back. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing in, bring yourself up like a rag doll, stacking the vertebra one on top of the other. Bring your hands to the heart center. Let everything settle into Tadasana. So we're just going to come into chair pose. So taking a breath in, release your hands out in front of you, and then sit back as you breathe out into your imaginary chair. So think about this chair pose, because it's tempting to just send your hips out. So come here so you can really see, and then you end up creating this dip. So tuck your hips under so that you're keeping that length through the spine. Breathing in. So all of us, we're going to attempt arms above. Karyad, you stay with your hands here. Float them up. Or Karyad, you take a rest. Breathing in. Breathing out. Take the hands down to the thighs and come back to standing. So we're going to try that once more with a little twist. I'm going to show you the pregnancy option first of all, and you can all give this a try. So take your feet a little wider. Take a breath in, reach forward. And as you breathe out, sink down into the chair. So we're going to keep our gaze down towards the floor. We're going to rest the left arm on the thigh, and we're just going to reach the right arm up behind us or on our hip. So keeping the knees pointing forward. But everyone else who wants to try a harder one, so we'll all come back up and ease out with the thighs. So the harder twist. Karyad, you repeat the other one. Breathing in, breathing out. Sit into your imaginary chair, reach the hands forward, draw the palms together, bring the hands to the chest, and take the left elbow to the right thigh. So make sure your knees are pointing forward and lift those hands towards your chest. Twisted chair. Take a breath here. And then release back to center. Come back to standing. So we're going to do the other side. So breathing in, reach forward, draw the hands together. Karyad, I'll show you yours again. Legs are wide, sink down into your chair, rest the right hand on the thigh, left hand on the hip, or reach it behind you, but keep your gaze down and forward. I don't want you to lose your balance. Breathing in, breathing out. Come back to standing. Well done. So we're going to do a little balance here now. Have either stand near a wall or have a chair near you so that you can hold on to something, or maybe the radiator or anything if you think you're not quite balanced tonight. So taking a breath in, have the weight in your left foot, and as you breathe in, just lift your right knee. So find the balance here. Find your drishti. So Karyad, make sure you're by the wall or somewhere that you can hold on to. You can easily take one hand and rest it on something. So we're going to take this to the next level, or just stay with the knee bent, it's your choice. Breathing in, find that long straight spine, engage the tummy, and place, oh, I can't even do it tonight. She says, dancing around the mat. Right, place the right foot on your left thigh, bending into that pose, making sure that this foot is above the knee, so you're not creating any tension or pressure around the knee. And then you breathe in, you float your hands up, and you take them out wide. This is like a crane. So do you remember Karate Kid? He does this by the beach, balancing on a pole in the sea. So let's see if we can do it. Flowing your hands up and around. Well done. So carry out, if you're attempting it, make sure you've got your hand on something and just one hand and float. Well done, everybody. So come back to standing. Let's let go, let everything settle. And then we're going to try the other side, and the other side can be quite different. So sending your weight into your right foot, breathing in, lift your left foot, just hugging it in towards you. Standing up straight and tall. So keep that strength in the upper body. That'll help with the balance. Try not to lock your standing knee. And then once you think you've got your balance, remember your drishti. Take your left foot, place it on the right thigh, just sinking down, making a bit more of a platform for that foot. Breathing in, floating the hands up. Breathing out. Beautiful cranes. Well done, everybody. It looks lovely. And then release the foot. Come back to stand. Let everything settle. So we're all together now. We're just going to take our feet wide on the mat. As wide as you need them to be to allow you to sink down into a deep squat. So taking your hands together at the heart center, relax the shoulders, take a breath in, breathing out, sink down through the middle, just hooking those upper arms into the insides of your legs, maybe even having a little rock side to side. And then carry out, if you're here, lean forward and place your hands in front of you as you release down. Everybody else, you might be able to just hold your hands here, keep that tension between the palms, and then gently sit your hips down as elegantly as you can. That's it, well done. So coming down to the mat. So we're going to come to just a little release here of the arms and the front chest. So take your hands behind you, plant your feet on the mat, just a little way from your hips. Taking your gaze forward, lift your chest and squeeze the shoulder blades together. So really squeeze in here. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, you might want to lift your hips a little bit away from the mat. This is perfectly safe for you, Cariad. And then release down. It's quite a nice release of the back and shoulders when you do this. And into the hips. So breathing in, breathing out, lifting the hips, coming up as high as feels right for you. So carry out, you can try that once more. If anybody else wants to try a slightly more advanced one, shift back on the mat, take your legs out in front of you and breathe in. Breathe out and come up with straight legs. So this is a reverse plank, a little bit tougher. And then release down. Well done. So we're just going to do a counter pose to that. So carry out, take your legs wide. Everybody else sitting in Dandasana. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out. Float the hands towards the toes. So holding onto your leggings or your ankles or your feet, if you can make it that far. Breathing in, floating all the way back up. Breathing out. Reaching for the toes, the feet, the ankles. Breathing in. Come back to seated. Grab your layers. We're going to come into Shavasana. So Karyaj, you lie on your side or lie in Supta Baddha Konasana. So supported, supporting your back and taking your legs out wide. Have your bolster, whatever you have. Everybody else lying down in Shavasana. Lying out on the mat. Have your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Allow the toes to drop out to the side. Have your hands in a gentle V alongside your body. Palms are facing up. Just take a few deep breaths in. And as you breathe out, allow the whole of your body to sink down into the mat. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out. We're going to go through a counting meditation and relaxation as we count from 10 to 1. When we reach 1, our whole body will be relaxed. Taking your attention to the top of your head, onto your forehead. Releasing any frown you may be holding there. Releasing the skin in and around the eyes, onto the cheeks, towards the mouth. 10. Allowing the tongue to rest in the bottom of the mouth. Just letting the teeth slightly separate, relaxing the jaw. 9. Allow the relaxation to travel down the sides of your neck, over your shoulders, starting to flow down your arms, towards your elbows. 8. Relaxing your forearms, your wrists, your hands and your fingers. 7. Taking your attention to the back of your head. Allowing the head to drop down into the mat. Relaxing the back of the neck. Working down the spine, one vertebra at a time. All the way down to the sacrum area. 6. Feel the whole of the back body relaxing into the mat. Relaxing the hips. Letting the hips drop open. 5. Feel that relaxation travel down your thighs. Relaxing your hamstrings. Reaching your knees, the backs of the knees. 4. Relaxing your calves and your shins. Reaching your ankles. 3. Feel the relaxation travel over the tops of your feet. Relaxing the whole of the foot. The soles of the foot. And the toes. 2. Allowing your next exhalation to release the whole body down into the mat. You feel completely relaxed. No tension. 1. Start to bring some awareness back to your body now. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. On your next inhalation, float your hands up and overhead and do a full body stretch, pointing from your fingers to your toes. And as you exhale, just allow the arms to rest on the floor behind you. Breathing in, bending your knees. Plant your feet on the floor. Breathing out, rolling onto your right hand side. And just hugging your knees up a little closer to your body. Give yourself a touch. When you're ready, gently blinking your eyes open. Bringing yourself back up to a seated position. Everybody okay? Good. Let's finish with our 3 breaths together, taking your hands out to the side. Breathing in, reaching up and overhead. Breathing out to the heart center. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last time, breathing in. Breathing out. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you.